Nick, you're going to read? We're going to read together, aren't we? Well, this is a little unconventional. We're day 8 in the lockdown and we're starting to hallucinate. We're starting to see things. Send help if you can. I'm Jordan from Belfast City Mission in Rathcoole, and you've joined us in the sunroom of our luxurious pad in the leafy suburbs of Carrickfergus. I've got Lila here on my knee, and Willow's doing some educational learning somewhere on the iPad behind me. She's going to join us just in a moment. So we're having great fun, aren't we? Oh no, this could get ugly. Look at that. Come on, you. So we're going to do some reading. Yeah, I know. Look, we'll put it up so people can see you. There, look. There we go. There's Lila Bear. That's Nicola. Nicola's birthday today. Nicola is at 75 years old today. So we'll wish her a happy birthday. Yeah? Maybe not sing, or else maybe the network will crash or something, but we'll say nothing. But anyway, Andy Pat is watching too. Lila, that absolute hero of mine. What a gentleman. So we're looking at the next part of our story, which is called The Present. Willow, are you coming down, or are you just gonna be okay up there? Silence. Oh, there's Paco too. He's saying hi, Lila. Now, let's see how we get on here, because sometimes Lila doesn't want to read the pages that we're supposed to be reading. Okay, isn't that right? There's look, there's you there. See? Hey, you. But anyway, this is called The Present. This is the story of Abraham and Isaac, and it's from Genesis 22. God knew that his secret rescue plan could only work if Abraham trusted him completely. God had to make sure Abraham would do whatever he asked. So, a few years later, God asked Abraham to give him a present. Abraham loved giving presents to God. He gave God his animals. They were called sacrifices, and they were a way to say, I love you, to God. But this time, God didn't want a lamb or a goat. God wanted Abraham to give him something more, much more. He wanted Abraham to give him his son, his only son, the son who he loved, Isaac. Put his boy on the altar and kill him as a sacrifice? How could God want him to do such a terrible thing? Abraham didn't understand, but he knew that God was his father, who loved him. And so Abraham trusted him. Early the next morning, Abraham and Isaac set off. They climbed the steep, stony trail up the mountain. Isaac carried the wood on his back. His father carried the knife and the coals. Papa, Isaac said, we have everything except we forgot the lamb for the sacrifice. God will give us the lamb, son, Abraham said. So they built an altar and laid the wood on top. Abraham asked his son to climb on top of the wood. Isaac didn't understand, but he knew his father loved him, and so he trusted him. He climbed up onto the altar, and Abraham tied his boy to the wood. Isaac didn't struggle or try to run away. He just lay there silently, quietly, and didn't make a sound. Everything was ready. Abraham took the knife. Tears were filling up his eyes. Pain was filling up his heart. His hand was shaking, and he lifted his knife high into the air. Stop, God said. Don't hurt the boy. I want him to live. I don't want him to die. I know now that you love me, because you would have given me your only son. Abraham felt his heart leap with joy. He unbound Isaac and folded him in his arms. Great sobs shook the old man's body. Scalding tears filled his eyes, and for a long time they stayed there, like that, in each other's arms. the boy and his dad. Suddenly, Abraham saw a ram caught in some brambles. It was the sacrifice. God had given them what they needed just in time. The ram would die, so Isaac didn't have to. And so Abraham sacrificed the ram instead of his son.
Daddy,
Yeah?
sheep has horns.
Yeah, it's a sheep has horns. That's called a ram. And as they sat there on the mountaintop, watching the embers of the fire die in the cool night air, the stars above them sparkling in the velvet sky, God helped Abraham and Isaac understand something very important. God wanted his people to live. He didn't want them to die. God wanted to rescue his people, not to punish them. But they must trust him, just like Abraham. One day, someone will be born into your family, God said. He promised them he will bring happiness and joy to the whole world. God was getting ready to give the whole world a wonderful present. It would be God's way of telling his people, I love you. Many years later, another son would climb another hill, carrying wood on his back. Like Isaac, he would trust his father and do what his father asked. He wouldn't struggle and he wouldn't run away. Who was he? He was God's son, God's only son, the son who he loved. And his name would be the Lamb of God, Jesus. Thank you, honey. So there we go. That's the story of Abraham and Isaac and how Abraham trusted God even when it didn't make sense to him. Even when he thought things were really going wrong, he still trusted God. And you know what? Some people think that the world's going really crazy and mad now, and we think it's out of control. But what we have to do, honey, is trust God as well. What's up? Yeah, go quickly. Thank you. So there we go. We have to trust God as well, even when it doesn't make sense, even when we can't understand what's happening. And oh, here we go. We've got one thing. There we go. What is that?
A skateboard.
Skateboard. Nicola might recognise that. Thank you very much, by the way, for that. Anyway, but that's today's story. We're back to being locked down here. Hope you're all staying safe.
Daddy,
Yeah.
could I tell subscribers my cousin has a skateboard chain?
Yeah.
My cousin has the skateboard chain.
What's his name?
Christian.
Wow. So there we go. It's just waffle. But glad you could join us today. We'll be back tomorrow and we'll be looking at another story. The next story is called, let me see. I haven't got it here, but it's about Rachel and Leah. And there we go. There's Sheila. It's goodbye from Sheila the cheetah. It's goodbye from Willow the pillow. It's goodbye from Lila, Delilah. And I've been Jordan. And we'll see you again next time.